Uh, yeah. So I sent a message to saying, so does the information that Susan Rice is behind the unmasking of this incidental intelligence and demanding that they remain so on all the reporting and putting together a rubric, has that changed your opinion on this at all? Hey, he's working, so he won't respond to me till tonight, but yeah, they won't. And she won't. And I'll use him as a perfect example as to why. They are more comfortable with her being exposed doesn't change the game for them. They will look at her as a champion of doing what was necessary and right. Because it's the information that's more important than who did it, which I almost agree with, because in the case of Hillary Clinton, I don't care who leaked the emails. What was important was what was in the emails. So if I'm going to stay true to that methodology, that has to also apply to Trump here. And for me, it does. I just think that they're trying to find something that doesn't exist. Correct. Well, no. Well, and I think you're right. She's going to get in trouble for breaking federal law. The problem is that the proponents of this conspiracy is that to them, it does not matter that she broke federal law or she had a duty to break federal law in order to expose this information. My problem with this is, number one, this was purely political motivated. And you can argue whether or not the Podesta email thing was politically motivated or not. Could have been, might not have been. Either way, it was national interest up front and all the way through. And they were leaked emails. Okay. That's a little bit different than, because emails are postcards. That's much different than intelligence reports inside the federal government, which are supposed to be classified, supposed to be redacted or masked. And when you have somebody for purely political motivation saying, we're going to go ahead and target people we know Trump is going to be talking to because he's the incoming guy. And this really only started after he won the election, as far as I understand it. There seems to be some people saying, no, this started way back in May of last year, which I'm not quite sure on, because everything that I've seen that has been solid has only come from after the election. Right. So you literally have the previous administration, for political only reasons, targeting people that they know the transition teams are going to be talking to for quote unquote surveillance, which is not illegal. It's fishy as fuck, but it's not illegal. But what was illegal was, oh, look, we got him talking to the Trump team. Let's go ahead and unmask those people so that we can follow those people anytime that they have communication anywhere else, and put a rubric together that shows their entire modus operandi for the transition team. And really building a false case that they're colluding and did collude to dupe the American system into voting for somebody that the Americans, quote unquote, didn't want. Which you have to turn around and then throw it right back in their face. But Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. So how effective were they really? Oh yeah, not at all. Right. If they're this great conspiracy to overturn the will of the American people, why didn't you spend your efforts confronting that when it mattered? Number one. Number two, the only reason Trump won is because Hillary lost in the general election in 3 states that you thought you had solidly wrapped up and you were resting on your laurels. It wasn't a Russian conspiracy. It was a bunch of out of work white folk, lower middle class, working class white folk that looked around and goes, I've got nothing to gain from voting for Hillary Clinton. And I've got nothing to lose for voting for Donald Trump. Guess what lever they pulled? Not real hard to figure out. Right. And I mean, I'm not even in those shoes, and I pulled it for different reasons because fuck that bitch. But I will honestly tell anybody who asks, had the DNC done the right thing and not colluded and illegally barred anybody else from getting the nomination other than Hillary Clinton, if they had gone with the grassroots movement and put Bernie forward, I would have voted for Bernie Sanders over Donald Trump. And I don't agree with a fuck all of Bernie Sanders' politics, but he would have been the better candidate over Donald Trump should have that been the reality. But it wasn't. So, they've got to get out of this weird reality denial bubble that they're building. And when it comes to this Russia Trump thing, I'm like, all you have to do, stop trying to rig the system. You put a smoke machine in with this Susan Rice bullshit where you could literally just give Donald Trump enough rope, he'll hang himself. Just get out of his fucking way. Now, every time you do something like this, you're throwing a couple of loops around your own neck on the way to getting to where you want to be. Right. He does stupid shit. This whole internet thing could be huge, but it's not because you insist on this bullshit Russia angle. Stop it. Oh, they've just made legislation and he's signing it to let the ISPs sell your information and throttle your throughput. Put forward by our one and only Jeff Flake, our junior senator, our very own junior senator, put that forward in the Senate, and it made it through. Net neutrality is gone, and now they're going to sell information and throttle bandwidth. So it's the worst of all worlds, and it could be a huge thing. I mean, most everybody's like, well, no, that doesn't sit right. That's obviously just big business. The telecoms that want to sell the information that Google and Microsoft are selling now. No. How about no? Let's go with no. But no, because our fucking Mormon ass senator is bought and fucking paid for by corporate interests. That fucktard decided to do something stupid. Well, and he's up for re-election next year, and I'd very much like to see him go. And I'm smart enough that I know that fucking the Democrat's not going to win, so we need to find a quality Republican candidate to run against him. But fuck that guy. Exactly. Not enough expletives to explain. Oh, and he was on KFYI the other night when I was going to pick up the kids. And he was talking to Chris Merrill, and Chris Merrill was they were explaining, I don't know, something. And Chris Merrill brought the idea up. He's like, okay, so in this case, you instead of bringing the high quality beer, you bring like Keystone or something, right? And This fucking jackass. Oh, I'm Mormon. I wouldn't know. I'm like, oh, you virtual signaling fucking cunt. At least play the everyman. I mean, I get it. If you don't drink, that's fine, but don't sit there and preach. You fucking cunt. Just, yeah. Well, you have fun with that. No, you have fun with that, damn it. Do it. Use your knife. Do it. That's the last half of Predator. Arnold grunts. No dialogue, just. Yeah, I haven't watched that since it was new. I should probably watch that one again. All right, man. Later.